What's up, everybody? It's your boy Showtimedr. So this is going to be an updated raid guide. Uh, since I've had stuff tested, and there's definitely a better way to do it, considering what I told you before. What I told you before was still correct, but there's a little bit of update info, so let's just get to it here. So, go to special. And this also kind of pertains to Untamed Sanctum as well. But we'll get to it later. So, as you see here, I have reward available for every raid. Now, you guys know that we get one raid charge. If you don't, maybe you're new to the game. You get one raid charge every hour, so a charge is right here. So you're going to be attacking a raid boss and then hopefully beating that boss within one raid here. But even if you don't... Actually, this is a good way to show it. So you see here, this is Vadir, the fire raid boss. Now, currently with my team, I can handle a level 5 or so Vadir, and usually get him to about halfway, and then I open it up to the public and let the public finish it off one way or another, but you do it in one run. Some people, they do like, say they do like a level 6 or a level 7 boss or whatever, and they're like, oh, I can beat it, but I gotta use all 5 of my runs or 4 of my runs. You are killing yourself on gear if you do that. You should be running whatever it takes for you to either full clear or to get to half or a little bit more than half. And even if you don't get to half, just do something to where you will get consistent gear. Because I'm kind of being bad about how I'm saying this, so let me say it clearer for you guys. If you start a raid, you should be able to do that raid in one try and then move on to another. Now, if you can do over half of the boss's health and damage, you will open up basically one additional loot table. So it'll go, in this case, it'll go from 4 or to 4 from 3. Now, the gear is locked on the rolls no matter what you do. Like, even if you only do like 1 damage or whatever, the gear is locked to the rolls of... when you hit level 8 and above, you'll start to get 5-star, a chance rather, to get 5-star gear. And below that, it is 4-star. I forget exactly when 4-star starts, but I want to say it's around like level 4, so it might even be level 3. But, so that's pretty much the rules of doing raid. Now, as far as what is meta to do, a lot of people are doing Fafnir because there are so many good holy heroes in the game that stack DPS, such as Dominique and Young Gleck, SR heroes that you can get, where you can get decent deeps out and still do pretty well. So in this case, I think on this one I was like 7,000 or so short of doing half the boss's damage, and who knows, maybe I did do half the boss's damage and multiple people came in, you never know, but I got a 4-star out of that, right? So, now we'll check Liegenstein. Yeah, I was first place again, even though I think on this one I was short like 200 or so. But I took the wrong heroes in, that was my bad. But still, managed to get, you know, some decent 3s. You can get I don't remember, whatever that pamphlet is, or the big stone tablet, that's what it is. You can get tablets in here. So, let's go ahead, I'll do a raid boss. As far as how it is going to affect Untamed Sanctum, you cannot open up to the public, so on that one you do have to be able to one-shot clear whatever your level is that you could handle, whether it's like level 4, level 3, level 5, even level 1 if you're newer to the game or whatever. Just make sure that you're one-shotting and getting the rewards consistently, because even if you can take 2 turns to beat the boss that's 1 level higher, you're still not getting the proper currency that you should be getting because of that, so... And let me go ahead. I ran experimental team last time and that didn't work out, so I'm gonna go back to what I was doing before. And I'm sorry guys, for whatever reason the sound's not working on this emulator, so I'm gonna have to reset the whole compy, but whatever, we got some tunes, so it's fine. Who am I thinking of? Oh, I need Reese. Where is he? Alright, let me just make sure the formation's fine, then we'll go. Yeah, that's pretty much good. So, Ash, I'm basically taking for his leadership. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, why don't you take Tessay? Tessay is a little too squishy, unfortunately, for me. And I also do like Ash's, attack reduction. Especially for this boss, it's pretty good. So for those who've never fought Vidir before, he is a fire boss that buffs himself pretty consistently. So if you can get either Dominique, or you could consistently keep the chill debuff up, it will debuff him, which is nice. So that's actually going to be... First thing I'm going to do in this fight, I am going to do... Ash's ult so we can get the attack damage down. Then I'll do Risei's ult so we can get his buffs off. And then after that, it'll probably just be a whole bunch of rinse and repeat with Proxy, and I'll do Risei's, or Reese, I don't know how you pronounce his name. I'll do his ultimate, the auto crit. Also, one thing I gotta say is it's really annoying to play this on phone. I see what a lot of you guys are saying. This is currently the emulator. It's really annoying to play this on phone because oftentimes the skills don't queue up until, dude, I hit the wrong skill. The skills don't queue up until, like about 4 to 3 seconds to go on the global cooldown, and that could just be my phone. But let me know if you guys experience a similar thing to that. Anyways, this dude's not that built up, so he's just there for the debuff pretty much. But so the goal is to get him to at least a little bit under 150 and hopefully more so that people can't snipe it with like a really hard-hitting ulti at the end. For those who don't know, you do half damage and you get an additional loot table, or more than half damage. But even if you do, like, say I did 152,000, it is possible for someone else to put up, like, 165k because they sniped it at the end with, like, a really hard-hitting ult that did, like, an overkill. Pretty much. I better actually get a buff up. But eventually the goal for your raids is to be so self-sustaining that you don't need to cast heals that often. You can just basically do it with buffs. And eventually, late game, you can do it with autos once you get to certain characters with their grimoires. They passively heal when they do their attacks. And of course other people like Proxy that have innate heals built into their attacks, so... That's eventually what in-game rating's gonna look like, but for now, this is what we got. Yeah, it looks like DPS is going fine. We should be able to get him to like 100k something. Fairly easily. So I'm gonna bust my heal out, then Proxy's gonna... Or excuse me. Ash will bust his attack down out. We should be good. Now, a lot of you guys that have had more time to play this than me, or you just happen to have, like, friends or guildies that have, in fact, I was talking to a guy that has, in his guild, a level 5, oh, I forget his name, the dark guy, Angelo. +5 Angelo in his guild, so that dude's, like, soloing, what was it? I think he said he was soloing, like, the level 9 raid boss and stuff, which is, like, ridiculous. Pretty funny, though. And then also, when you get to about the, like, let's say a minute left, although it might be 40 seconds for some people, having certain people die, like your healer, shouldn't be that big a deal as long as other people can stay up, but you want to keep your DPS units up, at least while they have their active skills available. So, like, right now, I'm basically not even going to worry about healing. If people die, they die. It's just the way it is. But you gotta, like, bust out as much damage as you can at the end. So right now, it's looking like with the global cooldown and his animations, I might get 2 more skills up, so I'm choosing my hardest hitting skills. That I have available, at least. And yeah, this wasn't a bad raid. I probably actually could have did level 6. Oh well, I'll do that next time. So that's kind of the way you should be doing your raids. Now, as far as what group you take and specific strategies, you know, that's all up to custom. It's always cool to discover new things, new OP combos. Like, ideally, I would have someone with poison there, so that Ash could get his auto crit off his 1. That's why you don't see me using Ash's 1 too often. And, but of course, all my people who put up poison, they're all wood, so this guy would freaking murder those guys. So, and then at the end, guys, when you're done, and you're done with the raid, you just want to hit your change settings here, open it up to public. Public will finish it off. Pretty much every case I've had so far before the 2-hour timer goes off. And then you just come back and you collect your raids. Now, since this resets every hour and you should have 5 charges whenever you start playing, you know, you should be able to farm, like, say, on a typical day, like, let's say you play twice a day. You know, you should be able to get, like, 10 raids done. 10 raids done, basically. So that's a good amount of loot, good amount of gear. These specific bosses do drop certain things. I forget exactly how it works. Let me look it up here. I have it written down. Give me like 15 seconds, guys. I'll find it. Okay, water boss drops accessories. Also drops armor. Dark boss pretty much drops everything, and the fire boss drops weapons and armor. Is at least how I have it recorded here. Now, whether that's changed since I recorded it, who knows, but that'll be the way it is. So, and that's pretty much a raid boss guide, guys. So, especially when we have event bosses, you should be able to one-shot that boss. I actually failed earlier because of an animation. The guy took so long, and I was trying to run Dominique for the first time. And for whatever reason, she failed her debuff, which I thought was fairly rare, but apparently maybe she missed, I don't know. Because it basically says it's 100%, so... Whatever, but anyways, guys, that's pretty much your updated raid guide here, so hopefully that'll help you out. Just try to farm as much loot as you can, like, even if it's like 3-star gear that's dropping, hey, you could limit break that 3-star gear and actually turn it into some pretty good gear. You know, assuming you got decent rolls on your sub-stats, so... Anyways, that'll be it for me, guys, and I will catch you guys later on. Have a great day. Peace out.